on live. All right, there it goes. Let's give it a second.
Woo!
Let's give it a second
Cool, all right.
to populate it. Let's see, there should be the link here. No, it's not the right one. Where is my thing? Ah. There is the link for this thing.
You need the link for the live stream?
Yeah, because I can't find it.
Here, I got you.
Thanks.
This should be it.
There we go.
Hey, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hoi!
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. That was episode 2 of Angel in the Forest fan dub. We were gonna have it be a bit longer, but it ended up being a lot longer than expected, so I broke episode 2 into 2 different parts. It was gonna be about roughly like 20-25 minutes, so so I decided to crack it down a little bit. That, and it's already been a couple months since the last one, is another reason why I decided to break up as well. So currently I'm working on episode 3, and like I said, I'm learning a lot more things, so it is taking me a little bit longer to kind of, get these episodes out in a shorter time frame, but I'm trying.
What are you doing? Your very best.
I'm doing my best because I'm a professional. But like I said, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. There was a lot of work put into it, and I learned a couple of new things that I'm going to be applying further on. Like, I did more of the animations, and I been learning more like puppet rigging, so hopefully I can give more of an impact later on down the road. But also today for the live stream, we have also Mythix, we have Epic, and we also have our residential musical genius, Walt. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
It is I,
Woo!
the composer.
I was super
Yeah.
excited that we got you on here, Walt, because, like, man, your music really brings everything together, and it makes me so happy to, like, plug them into scenes, and, like, something even emotional ones, sort of crying as I'm editing. I'm like, you bastard!
He's the mood mastermind.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just really glad to be here. Finally.
Well, Walt, how about you take a moment and kind of talk about yourself and what you're about?
Well, hello everyone. I am Walt, and I do make all of the music in the Angel in the Forest English fan dub. And Otter was the one that approached me for the project, and I gladly accepted because it's actually been like a little bit of a dream come true of mine to like do music for Angel in the Forest. As like before this, I had made like two like fan songs based on the comic. So like it felt natural to just like take this on and really try to give musical life to like the comic. And it's been so great working on it too, because like not only because when I make the music and submit it to Otter, when he starts plugging them into scenes, it's also like just as exciting for me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like these moments are being so highlighted now. And I'm not, and as far as like musical background goes, like I'm not someone who's been like formally trained in music per se. I've mostly been like self-taught. and I work with what I got. Literally all I have is like my guitars and a good program I can work with, as well as like my interface, and I work with that. Anything else like you hear, like pianos or violins, I guess sample those, you could say, but mostly use my keyboard to make the melodies and everything for that. And I'm really glad like you guys are liking the music so far. It's incredible, and it's made me like more proud of my work, like seeing the reaction from you guys. So I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Woo! Dude, every time that I listen to your tracks, like, as like they progress through the song, like I always have the hackles on my arms just start to rise. It's like that's when you know the music is being done well. It's when like the hair on the back of your neck starts like coming up automatically.
That's so
The
cool.
goosey bumps.
Not to mention your music apparently keeps synchronizing with my life.
Oh my god, I know, right? That was really
That
cool.
song's just playing whenever I say, "Oh, I don't get free Taco Bell."
Oh, dude.
At one time.
And that was one of the things too when I first got into, Angel in the Forest. It was like part of it was like, oh, I really like the story. It's very pretty. I like the characters, yada yada. And then when I started getting more and more into like, what, I'm gonna make a thing. And I heard Walt's music actually. It was Our Love, which is a song that he created. Which when I first heard that, I'm like, yes.
Everyone will like that song a lot when that came out.
It was one of those things where it was like I heard it and it kind of hit with me too on like the thematics of like how it was and stuff like that, and I was like, all right, I was building up like my courage. I'm like, I gotta ask him. I'm like, hey, you want to do this project? He's like, yes, and I'm like, okay.
Again, it was just natural to take it on. I was excited.
Right, and that was another thing too, was working together on this. It was what, a couple months, like 2 months, and after I asked you before we actually started producing stuff, and you still kind of like stayed in there, and you were kind of still in there for the long haul with the project, and it's like, oh, this is cool. And then at first I was a little hesitant to ask more out of you because I'm like, I don't want to overwork him and all this stuff. Now with episode 2, you're like, give me more things to work with. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, totally, dude. I love writing music a lot. So like even now, I'm always thinking about like what to do for the next episode musically, and getting as inspired as I can, so that more stuff is out for you guys and everything.
And that was the thing too, is you have a way to intensify a certain mood as well, like curiosity or tension, or sometimes fear, or you have a really great way to like tackle that and like really drive it home. Especially the stuff that you have for Ronnie with like all the little bells and stuff. Like every time I hear those, it's just
All right. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool too. Like giving like now starting to like lay the foundation for like any sort of motifs for like the characters and everything. Like that's so cool because I'm also like super interested in how like film scores do that sort of thing, and I'm trying to like take like inspiration from that. And it's like been like a learning experience as well as like an exciting experience at the same time for me, like as a songwriter.
You get them leitmotifs.
Yeah, exactly.
And also too, Walt, you're in a band.
Yes, I very much am.
By the way, links for all this stuff is going to be in the chat right now. I got Walt's Twitter and the link to his band's YouTube page.
Thank you very much for doing that. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much.
Plug this man.
Plug him.
But yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about the band?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, since I am a very musical person, I always like to involve myself in a lot of musical endeavors whenever I can. And one of that is the band I'm in, which is called Tower Crane Towers. What it basically is it's a melodic punk band. If you want to go off like the music side of it, we just make a lot of punk rock that's hopefully catchy. And one of the cool things about it is through our physical releases. We over the past year we've been selling our colored vinyl of our EP to those that wanted it, and we reached out to others. And currently we're working like on an album too. But the cool thing about the physical release, the vinyl, is there's a lot of artistic integrity behind it. One of the things we wanted to do with the vinyl was we wanted to make a silkscreen. Like when we did the cover art for it, we wanted it to be silkscreen so that we can make different variants of it. That way, when like someone buys a record, they get a unique variant that like no one else has. Um, and this is like all in our Instagram as well. That because we've always been posting the variants that people got and that we've sent out. Um, and that's one of the cool things about it. Putting a lot of our artistry into like our vinyls and sending it out to people, and they've been super appreciative of it so far. Um, but again, like the band is also like that's how the band is very much like a passion project because we're putting a lot of like art to the music. I think the way like our leader of the band says it is that we put a soundtrack to like images because much of how like it started out was like on our Instagram we posted like these vague black and white photos of random things like maybe a lamppost or a train station or like cobblestone on a sidewalk. And it would have like these sentences that would eventually become the lyrics of the song. And then we announced that the music was coming out, and that's when things started like rolling on, and we released the vinyls. And it's been really cool because like I think a lot of we had like over 250 copies of the vinyl, and already like over 100 have been like sold. Like people have been really liking getting the vinyls and seeing all the things that come with it. We also did this is what I remembered. Along with like the silkscreen cover art, we also put in like these incense sticks so that like
ask about that.
Yeah.
yeah yeah the little perfume things. We wanted the vinyl to like smell really good when you do it. And the part of it was so one of the members of the band got really into fragrances, and one of the things he wanted to do was insert the smells of the lyrics that you hear in the lyrics. So
Oh, so cool.
yeah. So like one of the lyrics is like in a song called Worlds Apart, it mentions the word grass, and he wanted to literally like get the smell of like cut grass, and mix it in with other things like maybe the smell of wood, or if there was a smell for like the like cobblestone or whatever, that would we would try to get something similar to that. And it was interesting just to like mess around with all that because I was part of that too. I was there when he like was making them, and then he would show them to me like, oh my god, this is gonna be so cool, and people like get it and notice all these things. So yeah, a lot went into it, and that's like part of the cool thing about the band. I think we make this like loud music, sure, but there's a lot of artistic like integrity towards it when it comes to like our physical releases. And I guess as a little throw in here, recently we just got with a label to release unique tape for our EP, cassette tapes. Yes. And the tapes themselves will be pretty cool. I think they're gonna be the cover art will be cool. But I think the cool thing about it is that we'll have like our own like unique stamp on each tape. And also there will be like a lot of what was it? Oh, Polaroid photos in each of the tape that has like those random like black and white photos that I was mentioning from like our post before we released the EP. And there'll be another thing too, but it's not coming up in my head. But it's like always with the physical releases, we're trying to do something cool with it. But yeah, that's basically the band in a nutshell. We're making melodic punk rock while trying to be a little artsy about it.
And it's really good too. Like punk rock always has a soft spot in my heart.
Yes.
So that's why, like, even when you told me about that, like, a couple months in, you're like, oh yeah, I got this band. I'm like, you what? Gib, let me see and listen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Is just like, it's really cool. The music has got, like, I can feel that what it bleeds over into your work too. When you do stuff with the project, I can kind of feel that you focus in on a scene or focus in on something, and you really resonate with it, and that comes out. And
Yeah.
it's those nice subtleties in there, and that's why I really enjoyed what you brought to this. And like I said, I tell everybody, it's like, I wouldn't even have half the quality of what I do here if it wasn't for your music. Because
Yeah, dude.
it'd be difficult for me to convey that without that.
Right. And that's the thing too. I think it helps a lot that I myself like am a fan of the comic. So it's like easy for me. It's a little easier for me to take on these things musically because I know how emotionally they should feel like. So when I do get myself into like the creative mode, so to say, I have like a good context to work with, and hopefully whatever I come out with for like a particular scene, whether it be like something intense, such as Monty being poisoned, or something pretty light-hearted, such as like that beginning scene in episode 2 with Larry, Ronnie, and Montimer. Anything like that. When I read the comic, I know what I felt in that moment, and now I'm starting to I can actually bring that to fruition. Yeah, it's been so fun.
Yeah.
and that's another thing too, is like, and going forward, like, some of the stuff you've given me for episode 3, which again I'm super excited to work on for you guys. Like I said, I got a little behind in editing and animating and all this stuff because I am doing a lot of this myself. And some of the problems I had was I had a job change and messed up my hours, yada yada, some stuff going on, and so it kind of put me behind. But things are starting to settle out. I can start getting more of a consistent schedule. And also, too, like you were talking about with, let me kind of jump real quick, too, to kind of harp back on a question that was asked during the premiere by Disaster Artist, was talking about the episode. What did you guys think of the episode in particular?
Crickets.
We're gonna start off with Ronnie vibe checking Monty real freaking quick.
I guess I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I like this episode as things are the tension stares between them, as EJ said it, was just fantastic. The noises that Epic made for the eeps, basically, that sort of stuff cracks me up a ton. And just Ronnie just steamrolling over the both of the screw your tension, we're cuddling.
Even at one point where Ronnie wakes up Monty, it's just all I could think of was like, you want me to what? And then just internal screaming.
I feel like this episode is in itself a little bit more comedic than this one and the one that's going to be coming after it. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like I would feel like the lull episode where like there is stuff happening that's important to the progression of their relationship, but like even just her being like, I found cute fruit, there's poison in the food. That transition, like, that was funny. So anyways, that was like my overall feel. I know that there's that tension towards the end of it where like it goes from like I could kill him if I wanted to.
I could kill you with a single thought.
So yeah, I think that has most of it for me.
What do you think? What about you, Epic? From, I guess, Larry's perspective, what do you think?
It was really fun recording these lines. And
why? Because you two get to join in the maybe murdering Monty? Me?
Yes. No, but like it was nice to like have this little like, I guess, intermission episode in a way, because like it's like, oh, nice cool down period from like the introducing the characters and all that, and like you could see the relation, like Mythic said, you could see their relationship growing, and like, well, actually I won't spoil anything, but the next episode is going to be more Well, you'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
But
And that's the thing too, is just it's constant build up with what happens with the characters and what happens with the relationships. Because here, like we said, Larry had a pretty easy way to just take out Monty and be rid of him, but he decided not to the last second.
not to mention, they'd be stranded.
Yeah, there's that too.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And even too, from Monty's point of view, having to constantly babysit and protect these two, and he kind of roped himself into the situation by taking care of Ronnie. And being injured and not being able to sleep much, it all wanes on him, and to them get poisoned, he just can't win. The guy cannot catch a break at all.
Right?
Suffering cake.
It's like, I hate my community, my father's an asshole, this kid tried killing me, and there's some weird sexual tension with that mouse guy. Oh, great. And that's the thing too, is with this, I mean, yeah, it do take a while to produce episodes, but at the same time though, I want to try my best to get as much quality in them, be it from how the lines are delivered, from how the scenes are set up, or even what the storyboarding myself, like trying to look at the panels and clean them up and try to see what fits, what doesn't, what to animate, what not to animate. So it takes a minute. It does take a minute, but I feel that where I lack in putting out quantity, I do quality. And on top of that, I'm getting a little ambitious sometimes when I animate stuff. It's like, I want to do a full rig and just animate the small scene. And I get like 8 hours into it. I'm like, that's a third of one character.
Yeah.
I will work on this a little later.
I could do a panel, or I could fully rig the entire thing over the course of 3 days.
And that was the thing too with the one scene where Mortimer is picking up Ronnie. That whole scene I actually was frustrated with because the paneling was difficult. And it did not look right when I was trying to, make things, segue into the next scene, like with the panels come, fading in and out. And then finally I'm just like, I literally have 3 panels to emphasize the same. Fuck it! I'm just gonna rig it, and I decided to animate the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so it's a small little animation bit, but it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg of what I'm learning to do.
Yes. If I can say, that's one of my favorite scenes of the episode, was that, like, the music that comes in during that part, the fade to black and the words kind of fading off into it and just transitioning into the chorus. Oh, that was the chills for me there. That was the good stuff. The good stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool because that was because when especially for me when I was doing the music for that scene, I always imagined like there would be like some sort of like angelic choir of sorts. So I remember listening to like a lot of I was listening to like some videos of like just random choir singing, and I try to like emulate that in some sort of way. And and when that first note started off, that's where it all took off, and I kind of formed a little tiny song. I was kind of doubtful about it because I was like, I don't know, man, because like I don't know if my voice would really work. But when I sent it to like the guys, they're like, "Oh, it sounds so cool!" And
as soon as I heard it, I'm like, "Yes, like perfect." Even I was trying to figure out what the fuck would we do in the scene, and you're like, "I did a thing," and I'm like, "Perfect." Get it in there! Get it in there!
It's funny how things work like that.
That's the thing too. Is like, well, a lot of the bits here and there just kind of they fall into place serendipitously sometimes. Like a lot of stuff you sit with, like the motifs with Ronnie, some of them were supposed to be the motifs for Ronnie, but I used them in different scenes that Ronnie may or may not have been involved in, but some of them work better in different spots, and like I'm still, oh guys, I can't wait for the next one because like
yeah,
I had to fight myself to put it on one episode. It took everything in me, But then it's like, I kind of, okay. I had to make a very odd executive decision, but I really, really can't wait for the next episode because I got a little bit more going into it. And on top of that, we got 2 new voice actors that we brought onto the project that'll be voicing Jack and Maurice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll try to get them into the live stream on the episode 3, but I don't know how, scheduling a lot is, but they're really good. And I really liked when going through this, the casting call side of things. That is another reason why it took so long, because I didn't know how difficult it was going to be doing casting calls. Buddy.
Expansion.
Because it's like, it's part of it is you're having to figure out a headcanon for a character and listen to a voice. And then hoping that when you're listening to a voice, they can expound on that to more emphasize the character. And then there's the other side of it too, is how professional the person is as far as getting back to you, touching bases with you, or just in general, just having some kind of, communication. And I've been burned a couple times, like, this person's perfect. And I go to message them and it's like, oh, you don't want to have anything to do with this and you're kind of a dick. Great. But that's another thing too, is like, it's interesting. Because on top of all that, you may have people who are auditioning who don't know much about the material and having to learn them into, how the character acts and emotes and stuff like that. And it's definitely an uphill battle, but at the same time, though, I managed to I feel like I'm hitting the nail on the head most of the time.
For sure.
Yes, and I see about casting Richie. I do have one person in mind. I hope they get back to me. However, I will probably end up doing a casting call either way. But I have an idea of how I want to sound, and I'm really hoping I get that perfect person. And, welcome, Grace Strap. See you're a little bit late, but hey, glad you're able to get here. And that's the thing, too, is... Oh, yeah, that's right. You translate for Gindler, that's right.
Question from Disaster Artist as well. When do you guys think episode 3 will be coming out?
Right now, the time frame, like I said, I just got my new job and I'm working out the schedule. I would like to say I can't give you an exact date, but I can definitely tell you it's not going to take as long as this one did.
That's the goal, I think, right there.
So we'll put it. I mean, you'd say several months, probably, but
Yeah.
not as many months as from the last episode to here.
Because it's been about 4 months since the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot on how to, 1, handle casting calls, and also 2, managing time, because like I said, my previous job was very chaotic, stressful. Mentally it took everything out of me. And so now that I'm no longer dealing with that job anymore, and I'm in a newer job that's a little bit better and then has a little more consistency, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to set time aside to work on that. So hoping to get things out more frequently without losing that quality. And I do want to get out in a timely manner. I would like to say, I want to say no more than 3 months at the latest. I think will probably be like that's about as far back to push it I'd be comfortable with. But I would like to get it out way earlier than that, though.
I think that's an excellent time frame to give. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, you know what? It is under promise and over deliver, right?
Right. That's what they too is like with the animation stuff. Like I've never done it before. Like I've never done any of this before, so it's all self-taught, and I'm still learning a lot of things, and a lot of it the hard way.
But at the same time, you're getting a lot quicker at it. Like from the last time to this one, I would say that you really expedited your process as far as doing a lot of this stuff. It's just that there's life on top of doing this.
Right.
You know, you gotta make room for life.
Part of it too is like a good example is that scene I animated with Mosmer picking up Ronnie. When I first rigged that and animated it, it took me 4 hours to do that one scene. To cut everything, rig it, get it going, and then I lost the file. I did it again. Took me 2.5 hours. It got corrupted. I did it again.
Oh no!
This time it took me 2 hours. The final one, I got it done in like 20 minutes. The one that you guys
Holy
saw that made
shit.
it to production, I did it in like 20 minutes. But those hours beforehand, I'm sitting there going like, I about to yeet my computer out a damn window. Because at one point, like, I even had problems with my computer too. Like, I had problems with overheating. It wouldn't process things. Like, it was just going, we're done here. Burp. So I had to fight that too. So there was a lot of things that just kept happening through from the last episode to this episode. It was just like life, gear, all of it. I'm like, just settle.
Definitely a hurdle to go across.
Was there any other questions in the chat there, Mythics, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
So got one from Laura Lee asking, what was the inspiration for the characters, like their design?
I don't know what Yinler's inspiration for their design was.
Yeah, actually, great opportunity to link people and tell them about Yinler and
Yes.
you know,
So I did actually post the link to the webcomic and her Patreon, which she has a lot of work on her Patreon as well. I'll go ahead and resend that while I'm talking. But
good idea.
she's got a lot of extra work that she puts on her Patreon, and it's definitely worth it to support her. She also has like different tier lists, and some of them have their benefits, and one of the higher tiers you can kind of do like a commission thing as well. It's experimental. She's still working it out, but definitely. Hey, Patrick, welcome.
Hey.
Hello.
Now,
Good to see you, dude. I love you.
and that's the thing too, is like the webcomic itself, it's a great story. So if you haven't read it, please go read it, because there is so much of these characters. They're very complex. There's a lot more that goes on in this. Same with the Patreon. There's a lot of background stuff in there as well. And see here.
Gray Stripe, thank you for that insight. He said to answer the design question, it was from a few different places, such as movies and other stories like The Big Bad Fox and a few other places.
Oh, nice.
Awesome of you to help us out with that one, man.
I'm glad you're here, Gray Stripe, to help with that side of things as well.
Yeah, that's so awesome of you. There was another question if we're ready for the next one, or did you have a further thought?
I can go to the next one.
Okay. EJ asks, what has been the most difficult thing to overcome during the project?
Say what?
Technical difficulties.
Well, honestly, I think the biggest hurdle with this whole project would be myself. Mostly because I'm not gonna get like too dark or anything like that, but like dealing with depression and having to kind of fight everything, wake up in the morning and kind of get going has been difficult, and that was one of the biggest factors that was going on to this when I first started the project. But now moving forward, with the great support of the crew and even you guys as well, has helped me figure out more about me along this, because I changed a lot as a person just doing this, boosting confidence and stuff like that. And now the hardest part is now becoming more and more and more just the technical stuff, like learning how to visualize everything and put it onto screen. Because I could do easily just boop, here's a picture, pan over to the next one, here's some words, ta-da, get out, I can easily do that, but I refuse to, because I want to have it part of it as a comic, but also an animation. It's like I'm trying to blend the two mediums into kind of like almost like a TV episode. Like I'm trying my best to kind of, some areas would be benefit to keep the attention of the viewer, and trying to add more onto that rather than just being a panel with nothing going on. And directing can be difficult sometimes. Even with you guys, I've had multiple takes on stuff, and sometimes like you guys are definitely getting a lot better as we go through. But like sometimes hitting that the one line to be perfect, you think you got it, you go in, you plug it into the scene, you're like, oh no, no.
Yeah, all the little nuances of the voice lines.
Right. So that can be difficult too. And because like I said, I do a lot of like the audio work, I do a lot of the animating, the editing, the photoshopping, the directing, the storyboarding. So it's a lot on the plate to work with.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time though, I like to think what I'm doing is good. I like to think that I'm able to not only bridge the gap for those who have seen the webcomic and have not, to get them both excited for this. And kind of bridge that divide is what I'm trying my best to do. And I
Yes!
that right now is the most difficult thing, is trying to capture the attention and keep everyone on the same page for those who are veteran readers and those who've never heard of it before.
That's fantastic.
Next question.
All right. So, Zuri the Hero asks, are all of you caught up with the story?
Yes.
Yep.
Mivix?
Same here.
I am probably... Oh, I'm probably a handful of chapters behind at this point. I need to get caught up.
And see, while you guys are reading the comic, I'm already 3 pages ahead because I subscribe to the Patreon.
And you can too. Subscribe to the Patreon.
There you go, Epic. That's how you handle it.
Yeah, there you go. No, seriously, on the Patreon, Yindler does post a couple chapters ahead than what's on the Webtoons website. And she also has even smaller sub-stories, like comic panels, that don't even make it to the Webtoon sometimes. So another reason to definitely check it out and support her and her work.
Secret panels. Secret panels.
All right. What's the next question?
Cameron asks, what was your favorite segment of the episode, Otter, and what was the hardest segment to work on?
Oh, geez.
Ooh, the good and the bad. Nice, Cam. I like it.
I think as far as, I guess, segments, it would honestly be trying to nail Montimer's emotes. Like, he's basically dead on the inside, but he's still gotta, interact. And having to kind of express that. Now, part of it was... I think the hardest part for me was probably the pain scene with being poisoned by the mushrooms. Just sitting in a closet making, death throws in the dark by myself. And I'm feeling like an idiot. But also at the same time, not to make it seem like I stubbed my toe. I'm trying to make it like I'm suffering. Every, nerve ending my body's fucking just screaming at me. So it was hard to kind of initially get over that wanting to act that out and also trying to act it out.
Just imagine anyone walking by being like, yes, he's shroom shrieking again.
What's the next one?
Disaster Artist asks, how did you guys figure out the voices? How did you fit them together? Because honestly, Larry's voice is really close to what I had when I first read it.
That's so cool!
Oh shit, dude!
That's so awesome, dude!
Awesome.
Fun story about that.
Snap, snap, snap,
Yeah,
snap, snap.
fun story.
So originally, Epic wasn't going to be the voice of Larry. I originally was doing the voice of Larry when I first started the project, before I even had anyone on the team. Then I found that I couldn't fit the part, and it didn't sound right to me. So I remember one day we were in a Discord chat, Epic and I, and he was kind of doing like a nervous Deku impression, and I'm like,
Yep.
damn, I like that. So I secretly auditioned him. He didn't know what I was doing, but so I was feeding him online, stuff like that, and I talked to him, hey, Made to the Forest? He's like, oh yeah, totally. And I started okay, we'll have this scene. How about this scene? Da 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 da. And I'm like, that's my Larry. That's my perfect Larry right there. And at that point, I kind of took myself out of the voicing of any of the characters because I just could not figure out what I wanted for Montimer. Because with Montimer, it took me a long time to figure out what to do with him. Cross-referencing other projects that were done and people's comments and the reactions to how the character was portrayed. And even myself too, I kind of was just filling in for that character as a spot until I finished the rest of the project. And same with Mythics, I know about her range, and I knew about her range. And when it came to Ronnie, I kind of poked at her a little bit, with some of the voices she could do, and I even asked her to audition because I was curious of what she could do. And honestly,
I was just gonna be happy to cheerlead you over here. I'm over here yeah, I'm watching the casting call right now. I'm checking them all out. What do you think about this one? and he's like, oh hey, you want to try? Oh, Okay.
And so that's when it's like it kind of like when I started hearing Mythic's depiction of Ronnie and Epic's depiction of Larry, it was going really well. And as for me as Montimer, I was a little hesitant because it's like I still can't figure it out, and I started kind of, I don't know, resonating with the character and started doing a little bit more of like watching his body language in each panel and trying to get an idea of how he would sound. So eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing Montimer if it kills me. It almost did. But figuratively.
Time check.
Ronnie, no!
I almost killed my dad.
And clipped and sending that to the police.
No! No! Epic why?
All right. What's the next one?
Laura Lee says favorite panel scene.
Favorite panel scene? I would say the whole part of Larry having the argument with himself of, you know,
Ooh.
I could kill him. You know, wait, I can't do that to somebody. He's just kind of like, this is my way out, and I can't do my way out. Mm-hmm. And so he's having that kind of, fuck it, I've accepted my role here. I'm gonna try to take care of him. I'm gonna try to figure this out. And then on top of that, you have Larry looking at Ronnie going, why the fuck are you so happy to see this guy? He kidnapped us! So I think that would probably be one of my favorite scenes because it develops Larry as a person because he's seeing someone that he obviously has no ties to in a very vulnerable state, and he could easily take advantage of that, or not even to kill him, but just to overtake him and maybe restrain him or something, but he decides not to.
Mm-hmm.
That defeated tone you had towards the end of it, where it's like that whole giving up into the role, like your tone on that was flawless. It was like, all right, I've made my decision. I've lost this argument with myself. Time to keep on keeping on.
All right, next question.
Fix, what was your favorite scene?
Oh, my favorite scene.
Yeah.
I honestly, the angelic chorus transition with Monty picking Ronnie out of the snow, just so pretty. So
Really glad.
this just like chef kiss aesthetic. Next one is Suri the Hero asks, who's your favorite character? No one's asked this yet? No one has asked this yet. You're the first.
Epic, you go first.
Favorite character. Probably Montimer.
Yeah. That's on brand. Mine is honestly, I love Larry. Dude, the eeps and the heart attack noises on, it's amazing. Always gets me giggling every time. You freaking kill it, dude.
Yes, yep.
What about you, Walt?
My favorite character, I guess so far from what we covered. I think when this was like my favorite character would probably be I think Montimer. Yeah, I could say Montimer. Montimer was my favorite character.
Yes, join the fan club.
Yes. Good old Monty.
Ironically, like in there, I'm just the biggest Montimer fan, but outside of, I can be a Larry fan.
Yes, that's awesome.
For me, it would be both Monty and Larry are tied, mostly because with Monty, I have a lot of similar, not exact parallels with how Montimer's life was, and I too experienced a lot of that in some form or fashion in my life, like the dissonance with family, and always having to be on your own and being a loner and stuff like that for most of your life. That's why I resonate a lot with him. With Larry, I resonate with him as wanting to be the protector. You find out later on, he's willing to deal with the situation no matter how crazy it gets. he's gonna stick it out and figure a way through it and not lose his shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, guys in the chat, like, who's your favorite character?
Yeah.
Vote in the chat now.
Yeah, Ronnie needs some love because Ronnie ain't got nobody right now. Over here pouting. Just kidding.
Oh, don't worry, Ronnie's time will come when we get a little bit more into when we find out more about her personality.
Oh yeah, it's
Signori
gonna
asked
happen.
Signori asks, "Are you guys going to be able to do the house arc?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hope so.
I plan on going as far into either I'm dead, Yendler says stop, or the world ends. Those are going to be the 3 reasons why I would not be able to complete this.
Yeah. No, but if one of us dies, you'll just resurrect us.
I might know a necromancer too.
Your job's not done.
Ooh, we got a lot of.
Amazing.
Just rolling into the booth and starts pushing out your diaphragms. Make words, damn it!
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's only for the characters that we have right now. Later on, there's definitely a lot more characters that I really like. Like, it's hard to pick a favorite, but there's some good ones. Like, Oliver is a great one. Find out more about him. Martakeo, another great character. You find out more about him. It's just, they're all so well done. It's hard to be like, this is my favorite, the rest can fuck off. It's just like, I love everything about him. And then we get Richie. Oh man, I can't wait till they get Richie in here.
Yes.
That little toothy bastard.
There is a question for Walt. Where do you find the inspiration for making music?
For making music in general? So, I'll say, inspiration. I don't always like to give the answer that, it just comes out of me, man, because that's kind of lame. But,
I mean, if it did, that's okay.
But I guess to describe it, so always, whenever I'm sitting down with my instrument, my main instrument that I'm most confident in is, of course, the guitar. As you hear a lot in the soundtrack, if you notice, there's always, a lot of guitar in the music, because that's, the instrument I mainly, reside in. And the others, I'm just kind of noodling around, hoping it works. And I'm glad it does. I'm really glad it does. But whenever I do sit down, just on a day, and I'm just coming up with random ideas, that's me being inspired. And the guys here are a witness to that too. If I just take out my guitar right now and I'm just playing whatever, that's literally me writing. And usually if something catches my ear, I always play it over and over again. And if I think it's really good and I can imagine what the rest of the song is like, then I'll already be coming up with that, and I'll spend I don't know, maybe the next 5 hours of the day trying to make that idea come to fruition. Because I always want to capture things in the moment, oh god, this is happening. Okay, let me make sure this is good, and then afterwards, anything more I have to add, I give it time. Maybe I give it a week to let it sit in, and then if I have another idea again that's inspired, I do the same process. I capture in the moment and just keep recording and recording until I feel it's good enough to show to the world. And that's what I've been doing with the soundtrack here for this as well. Always I get excited to write a certain scene, and I start writing for it immediately. And as soon as I have a basic idea down, I'm excited to show it to the others as well. But I'm also kind of scared at the same time. It's because always there's that doubt. Oh man, I don't know if this is right for that moment, but I think it's right. That's always the thing with me. But I mean, I guess so far so good. I mean, Otter has always given me suggestions as to what to change. That'll always happen, because either maybe the song needs to be longer or shorter, or maybe you should change the tone of this a bit. But for the most part, always what I came up with works, and it's always these minor changes to just make sure it's perfected. But that's basically how I get inspired. Not only do I love the comic a lot, but I always like to capture things in the moment when I'm writing for the soundtrack and for my music in general.
You always nail it with a cough. Nail. Sorry, having a stroke.
The heart attack is in full swing.
You always nail the head of the coffin. Thank you.
Nail the head on the coffin. All right.
Sweetness.
Listen,
Yeah.
Dude, most of the time
closest
you
I'm
like bring
gonna
something
get to
up and it's
nailing
like,
it.
get out of my head.
that's the closest I'm gonna get to getting that phrase right. Don't judge me.
I'm not gonna judge you. I love you. Okay, maybe a little.
And I accept that.
Oh no, baby, no, you're
I know.
beautiful.
All right. What's the next question we got?
I actually
That-
think that was the last question.
Yep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If you guys want to ask more questions, by all means.
Yeah.
I do have a couple things I want to talk about that I haven't discussed with the crew yet, but I'm not going to give full details. But
Oh?
I am working on some side projects related to Angel in the Forest for some animatics and stuff like that. That I'm hoping will turn out well. I'm still in the rough with them, so
Yay! Exciting.
I'm also saying this out loud to you guys because it will also make me hold myself accountable to actually do it.
You're recorded now,
There it
so
It's on
Can't hide.
tape. Fact.
somebody clip this.
But I definitely have some interesting things in mind as far as what to do. More of getting more of a clearance with some of the stuff that I want to do with Yinler, if I can ever get a chance to talk to her about a couple things and poke her brain. But yeah, I have a couple of ideas in mind. I'm not gonna give full details yet because I don't want to get you guys too excited for something that doesn't work out. But I'm gonna try my best to do a little more content on the channel too, like in between episodes, to kind of give you guys something to go on rather than like 4 months of silence, 8 minutes of excitement. 4 months of silence, 8 minutes of excitement.
Just like sex.
Epic no bap.
Bonk, bonk.
I had to say.
And so I'm definitely, I got a couple things in the books I'm gonna be doing with, especially now I got more time and the whole self-care thing. I've been doing a little more of that, so it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to kind of work on this. So I definitely have a few things in mind. I'm hoping you guys like it, and I hope you guys get excited for it. So get excited for nothing. Yeah.
Hurry up and wait.
That's life. Is hurry up and wait.
Oh, we just lost Walt.
Oh no, he did.
Oh no! His internet died. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hopefully I can get him back in. Once again, I'm glad that you guys liked the episode, and it was kind of short, but it means a lot to me when I come back, even from like a month now, seeing comments and stuff like that. Just it makes me super happy to you guys are excited for this. You guys are seeing more of what we're making and getting excited for it, and like it just makes my heart happy. Oh, Walt's alive!
Yay!
Back.
And he's still muted.
Oh, sorry. Holy crap, sorry. Dude, it is.
EJ said patience is a virtue, but really we need this out as soon as possible.
I'm trying! And also, too, as far as people I have casted, I already have Jack and Maurice, and I also have Mardo, or Markeo, already casted as well. And I cannot wait to show you guys what I got in store with them. Especially Markeo. Oh.
You.
I got super excited when who I talked to on that and casted. Like I can't wait.
Oh, that's gonna be so exciting.
For Deborah, I don't have anything casted yet. I have an idea of what she sounds like, but we're not there just yet. Oh, thank you, Grace Strap. I appreciate get her feedback on that, because like I get super excited to hear. I want to make sure she's happy with with her. With her, her baby that she has. I'm hoping that I'm doing a good job to make her, like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But
Always.
yeah, but yeah, going back to the casting for Debbie, I have not casted anyone yet. I don't want to get too far ahead with casting people because I don't want people sitting on the sidelines for like months at a time with no interaction. But I will be doing casting calls or updates on the project as well on my Twitter. You guys can find me on Twitter at Laughing Otter. That's gonna be laughing_otter. That's where I'll update little blurbs, content. I'll even do casting calls over there as well. So be sure to kind of keep up with what's going on with that, because I will definitely, if anything major happens with the project or anything's going on, I will talk about it.
Whoop whoop.
Yes.
So excited for the next episode.
Yeah,
Same.
Dude, it's gonna be so good.
It's like I'm already a fourth of the way done with it, so I may want a little ahead there.
One more question from Disaster Artist. When it comes to what you think Debbie sounds like, does she have an accent? For me, she has a Southern accent. Just curious.
I can see where people can default to a Southern accent for her. As far as accents, nothing has settled in me just yet. For Deborah, it's gonna be one of those where it's kind of hard for me to explain what the headcanon is gonna be for me, but it's gonna be one of those I'll know it when I see it for sure.
For sure. Yep.
Now that I've been blabbing on and everything else, Mythics, Walt, Epic, you guys have anything you guys want to talk about or plug or talk, your experiences thus far?
Mythic, go.
I like chocolate milk.
I like chocolate milk.
And I like chicken nuggies with honey mustard.
Ooh. Fun.
I wasn't ready, so I just kind of went for like filler audio.
Damn it, Laura Lee, Darth Vader for Debbie.
Darth Vader for
Oh my god, I know, right? That would be the end all be all.
Oh yeah.
We need whoever's gonna voice Debbie to to just put a filter on.
Nobody cared until I harbored the bat.
That's Bane.
I know that's Bane, but I'm still gonna do it. Look, when you're talking about putting a filter on, it's where my brain jumped to, okay? So when you're asking us, are you talking about other stuff that we have going on? As like, since you said you had like other things that you're working on?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. For for my end, I always have a little bit of everything going on. So I have an art stream every week. Most of the people here are a part of a D&D stream or Monster of the Week stream that we've been doing. So Tabletop RPG that goes on weekly as well right now, which has been really stupid fun and a great chance to hear us acting live. It's pretty fun. The other thing I got going on, do an art stream, and I make a crap ton of artwork. That's pretty much the entirety of my existence. I do occasionally get into some voice acting projects, and I try to keep people posted on that on my Twitter, and I also have a Discord. So there's a bunch of stuff, basically.
Which the art we have right now that's posted, that was done by Mythics.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
I see that your stamp isn't in there, so.
Oh, I have it. It's a very light watermark down at the bottom of the sling there. I didn't want it to be overpoweringly noticeable, but still have like, hey, so I did make this.
Just do it all over like stock images.
Yeah, over the whole thing. Oh, I couldn't do that, man. I would feel so crappy.
Do it
But
anyway.
if you're interested in what I'm most active in, you're gonna my Twitter is where I post a lot of my art and keep people updated. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
speaking of art too, for those in the chat, I'll also post about it later. If any of you guys are artists or know people that want to do fan art and stuff like that, like I would
Yes.
love to have it on the next live stream to talk about it.
Not necessary, of course, but appreciated.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah,
there's,
so if you want to get featured next time, I mean, send that in. We'll do that on the next live stream with the next episode, or I mean, we'll probably end up retweeting it as soon as it comes to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
You'll get 3 different retweets from 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, you get like 4 or 5 for the price of one.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, because like that's the thing is like I also want to part of this is like, my contribution to the community, but I also want you guys as well to bring your contributions to the community as well, because like it's really cool. I find it interesting what everyone has as far as like their fanfics, their headcanons, their art, and what they do, because I hope that it inspires you to work on your own projects, regardless if it's art or audio work or anything you want to work on. It'd be cool as hell to know that you guys are finally getting out there and working on what you want to do, because that's kind of what it was with me. I got tired of sitting on the sidelines, not getting stuff done, sitting here, trying to do casting calls and not getting anything. So I was like, fuck it. I'll have my own project with blackjack and hookers.
That's the move.
And so this was just, it wasn't easy. It was very difficult, but I was like, fuck it. And then what even more inspiration I got was when someone told me, it's like, you probably won't do this. And I'm like, watch me. So a little bit is being fueled by spite, but hey, find your inspiration that fuels you. Like, get in there, use it, and just keep going. Like, if you think it's good, bad, or indifferent, keep going. Because I thought I was terrible at this. I was like, this is gonna be a shit show. But
surprise.
I think it turned out okay. I'm still looking at things. I could have done this. I could have done that. But I also feel too that what everyone else brings, I kind of feel you guys might feel the same about yourselves. But you guys are phenomenal at what you do. Like, your Mythic's your art and your acting, Walt, your music, Epic, your acting as well is fucking phenomenal. And I've watched you grow from the beginning to where we are now. And it's just awesome seeing how much further you've come. And same with you, Mythics, being more, into it with your art and being more into with your side projects of what you want to do. And on top of that, you're just like the jack of all trades kind of feel,
Yeah.
Thanks, fam.
And
Appreciate
I'm learning
that,
from
man.
you. I'm learning from you a lot too when it comes to art and how to do things, or even how to find the resources and stuff. And same with Walt, like you inspire me to get back into music as well, because like that's something I used to do when I was younger. I used to be in a band when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was in a punk rock / death metal band.
Which is so cool to find out, yeah.
I slapped the bass and scream into the mic.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, chatters. You have now unlocked Otter lore.
Your friendship with Otter has grown a level.
Exactly, Epic.
But that's the thing, though, is stay inspired. Get out there. Do something. Make something great. If you don't think it is, fuck it. Keep going. Because if you
suck anyways. Like...
yeah, suck anyways. Because, being bad at something is the first step of being good at something.
Yeah.
And I definitely relate to that. I made before all this, I made like those 2 fan songs about the Angel of Force. Like I thought, like the same as Otter. Like when I did Our Love and I wanted to like show Yinler it and everything, like I thought that song was a piece of shit as well. But when I was surprised at the response, like I was like, oh okay, I'm glad it like resonates. So and then like the response afterwards when it was posted and everything was just, oh my god, that was cool. And that's when I knew like, okay, like it doesn't matter, dude. I'll keep going.
Nice.
Sometimes you kind of no matter how much you hate yourself and what you're doing, sometimes you just got to accept it anyways. People are gonna like what you do. And I also posted a link in the chat for that song that Walt did for Our Love, and it is beautiful.
Oh, great! One day, the Angel of the Forest final.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be freaking sick, Gray Stripe.
One day.
I get a lot of questions about that wall. Like people go like, "So where can I get the music?" and blah blah blah. And I'm like, we don't. It's in the project going out right now.
I know. I do. I've been thinking about it because people have been asking. I think that's why I'm super excited for episode 3, because there's going to be a certain song in that.
Yes.
And when that comes, what my initial thing is to at least release that, and then hopefully afterwards make a plan towards like maybe releasing what we have of like all the soundtrack so far, like what you hear when the characters are speaking and all that. But that's something to confirm with the crew here, and then like make a plan towards it. But I am thinking about it, and I do want to like, all right, I do want to do that. Yeah,
that's one thing I want to touch bases with you on, was to maybe looking into having like just have an episode posted of the music from from the fan dub and maybe feature people's fan art that might be related to that while it's playing. And so that people can have access to the songs uninterrupted by dialogue so they can all enjoy it. But also
for sure.
to bring the community, you guys and everyone else involved, into it as well. And like I said, it's so cool to have that, community in the community. What? But that's something I'm wanting to flesh out. And that was something I wanted to approach you about, Walt, was looking into releasing the songs on their own and seeing how that goes.
Yes.
Now, as far as frequency of how we release the songs, I might do it per season, and I already have what I quote-unquote the first season's going to be, which is going to end right as they get to the town city, or the house city. That's going to be where episode 1 ends. Or not episode, season 1 ends. And then from there, I'll be crafting out everything for season 2 for going past that point. And so we got... Well, I thought I was only going to have 4 episodes for season 1, but I ended up having to branch them out because I got a little too ambitious. I was like, oh, yeah, I can do these couple chapters. It'll be fine. It's almost like 30 minutes. Oh, no. I bit off a lot of work and I can choose here. So I'm still in work in progress of how many episodes, but season 1 is going to consist of the beginning up until the town story arc. And from there, we'll go into season 2 and more, episodes further on down the road. Because this is, I enjoy the hell out of it. It's like, it's difficult, but I enjoy the hell out of it because it makes me happy. I love seeing you guys grow and develop yourselves, your talent. It's so great. And bringing more people on and seeing them grow and learn more. And it's just, it makes my heart go,
Heart go burr.
Yeah.
It's like Disaster was saying in the comments too. It's like this community hits different. I love it, man.
So I'm wanting to do more, and now I'm starting to get to the point where I can. And I want to do more with you guys as well. Some collaboration stuff, and I don't know, we might get into some kind of shenanigans for sure.
Shenanigans. Nothing's gonna
Shenanigan animatics, please. I will work on them with you.
And like I say too, is also follow Mythics on her Twitter because she does, obviously art, but she also does fan art too, and it's so cute. Like I had a couple of lying around that are just adorable with with some featuring Larry and Montemer. But I want to see more of this, and I'm wanting to do more of this. And once again, I want to thank all of you guys. Blooper reel.
Oh, dude.
When I first talked about that for episode 1, I was like, oh yeah, I can totally do it. I go through the audio archives. There's like 40 hours worth of audio. And I'm like, we'll see. So I've been slowly but surely kind of piecing some stuff together. I thought it'd be a lot easier until I opened that file. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dun dun dun.
It's one of those where you forgot about something. You're like, oh, I forget about this. It's just it grows behind you, this looming beast of like, oh, you're supposed to tame me. You're like, yeah, get on there, Disaster. Get on there with Twitter. And like I said, I have, and part of this is us doing this, but we would not have been here and came together to do this. It wasn't for Yendler, her art, and her story. Like, to me, it means a lot seeing her passion project grow and turn into where it is now. Mm-hmm. And it makes me so happy that, a creative created something, and here we all are collectively enjoying content together and inspiring others to do what it is that makes them happy. So with that, she has my undying respect and forever a lot of gratitude to help me change as a person. Even though we've not talked and I have no interaction with her directly, but she's changed so much for me just with this and bringing me to having some of the best friends I've ever had in my life.
Aw. You don't care!
Oh my god, Epic!
So that's another thing I'm very grateful for with this. It's brought me closer to people that I can call friends, and that's not something I had a lot when I was younger. So seeing that, just these little bits and pieces where you can touch on someone's life, and you can do it yourself. Like, just do something, create something. And like you said, if you're bad at it, you'll get good at it eventually. As long as you're able to grow and, learn from your mistakes and go forward. You too can inspire somebody to do something. And that's one of my driving factors, is hopefully giving that infectious bug to someone else, going like, I had fun with this. Hey, baby, great. Yo, you're infected! Plop. Get the creative bug.
To quote All Might, you too can be a hero.
There you go.
Kind of piggybacking off that one, like my encouragement to anyone in the chat would be, if you are looking at something and you're like, oh, hey, I don't really want to reach out to people, you would be surprised how many people are more than happy to take you underneath their wing and help you learn something new to be able to do what you want with whatever field it is, whether it's art, whether it's you're wanting to try out animation just right off the bat, like if you're wanting to do voice acting, if you want to get into music, sometimes it's really daunting to reach out and start to talk to people, but like give it a try, because I was floored. Like I like people. I want to make friends very badly. But even me, like, I look at people, I'm like, oh, no one's going to want to give the time for that. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. The moment I threw that away and threw that out the window and was like, hey, I can be anyone's friend, even with my heroes, bam, huge life change for me. Like, I have been online in a way that I have never thought I could be in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Reach
out.
Exactly, reach out. Don't be afraid.
That's what I did. I reached out to Reddit people. I was scared as hell. And I'm like, I'm scared of you because you're famous. It's kind of how I felt. Like, even when I was doing the music thing in the very early stages, like Lucas King, amazing pianist. Check out his work too. I was like super hesitant to talk to him. And it was like, email, sent, huh? And he came back. He's like, oh yeah, cool. You use my stuff. It's great. And even too, I've also talked to, once again, I talked to other people that kind of make me nervous, like Elson Wong, who did the Beastars fan dub. I contacted him a little bit on how to structure things, and even Patrick as well. I was nervous as hell talking to him with his channel with Comedy Studios, where he talks about deep dives about characters, and even he's now starting to branch out to One Piece, which I'm excited for that. But he does a great job of talking about the characters from Beastars, and it's just reaching out to them and kind of poking brains, as I like to call it, is great. Like, do it. I'm scared shitless. I'm nervous when talking to anybody. So I'm just there going like, yeah, message sent, enter, no takesy backsies. Why am I running away from my computer? Oh, man. And once again, thank you all for watching this, and thank you guys so much for your support. Like, the likes, the comments, I try my best. If you comment on there, I try my best to get back to you on it. And it means a lot, and I love sharing it with everyone else here. It means a lot to me, seeing that, and the support, it makes me very happy. And with that, I'm thinking about we're going to probably roll into some more closing thoughts on this, unless you guys have anything else to add. Or in chat, you got any more burning questions?
I could do a quick plug.
Plug!
So, I am a part of a streaming group known as the Vibe Checkers. There's the link to the channel. If y'all want to... Actually, I think that works. Yeah, hopefully.
You're not able to actually post it. Otter will have to post it for you.
Give it to me and I'll post it.
Okay.
Give it.
It's in... I'll send it in general. There you go.
Thank you.
Do it.
Palpatine says do it.
You have to do the voice, Epic.
Do it.
Yes! You did it right as he sent it. That was perfect timing. Yes!
No, but we're a streaming group, and we actually just recently opened up that YouTube channel, and we're going to hopefully try to put out more content. So look forward to that.
And trust me, they're quite entertaining. I've popped into a stream or two, and it's some quality.
It's a bunch of idiots just making a bunch of stupid comments, and we're having fun with it.
And let's see here, Mythics.
Oh, yeah, I am putting in my plug for the Babylon crew because that involves all you guys. So, and want to have that definitely be a part of. I know that you did my link tree earlier with the art and all the other stuff I have for channel, but this is one of those things where we are doing voice acting together, and so would love for people to be joining on that sort of shenanigan. Yeah. I mean, we had Elvis and Nixon last night. It was fun.
Yeah.
Nope, don't get Clint Eastwood.
Eastwood.
Yeah, exactly.
The rabbit from Monty Python.
Yeah, the rabbit of Carbonog.
Yeah.
Did we plug Tower Crane Towers?
We need to plug Tower Crane Towers again.
I'll plug it because
Do it
it's getting
again.
buried in the
Oh,
chat because
man.
y'all have been chatting and I love it.
Do it again with feeling.
I mean, I'd say that's not too much on the spoilers. I say it's vague enough to be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's a hook.
Yeah, there you go.
Walt, you got anything you want to say?
Well, I'm just I'm excited for like the things to come, like the next episode especially, and like the future for what we'll cover.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really happy at all the. I'm really like grateful for all the kind responses that people have been giving in the chat. For all of us and to my music as well. It's really cool. It's humbling. Thank you all, seriously.
Oh, dude. As always, I love hearing people talk about your music. It's just, it's like, Walt, look.
I know.
Look
They
at
love
this.
So cool. It's so cool to see.
You deserve all the loves.
Yay.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for watching the episode. I really do appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much. Your support means so much, and, feel free to, post, talk, share with your friends, that kind of thing. If also that little shameless YouTube plug of comment, like, subscribe,
Remember to hit that bell.
Hit that bell icon. But no, seriously though, like, you have no idea how much this means to me, personally in my life, and how much, it means for everyone else here. Thank you for your support. Support Yinler and her webcomic. It gives us more content to work with as well, and I'm super excited to see what else we could do. Thank you all, and be sure to get out there and do something awesome.
Yes!
You know you can do it. Potential.
See you on the next episode, guys!
You guys have no idea what you're capable of until you do it.
Yeah.
Right
Take
on.
that lead.
Well, hey, I'm Laughing Otter, and I'll talk to you all later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye.